We haven't seen much of climate activists Harry and Meghan in the public eye as of late, so it was strange to see them hop on a private jet from Montecito to Jamaica, a 2,800-mile journey to attend the premiere of the Bob Marley film. Now, this was Harry talking about private jets in 2019. He said, occasionally there needs to be an opportunity to fly on private planes based on a unique circumstance to ensure that my family is safe. It's as simple as that. Now, what do we think about that? Is this one of those rare circumstances where they need to be going on a private plane?
Well, I mean, given how much California is crime-ridden, maybe it was like getting the last chopper out of Saigon, and he had to get that that private plane to get it to the safety of Jamaica. Yeah, exactly.
This was, I mean, we haven't seen them. I read this article in The Hill last week about this. I thought it was such a funny piece. It says they chose the exact right moment to go back into the spotlight because you had Kate recovering from her surgery, Charles in a hospital out recovering as well, Will taking care of the kids. This was their time, all cameras on us.
Yeah. And, you know, what is also remarkable is just, I think, the sheer obsession with privacy and security. There is, you know, the heir to the throne and his children will frequently take ordinary, like, flights. You know, they might just sit in first class of a regular flight. And they do this quite routinely. It seems like almost a bit of sort of paranoia creeping in.
But
really.
Do you guys think it's hypocrisy if there's this emphasis on environmentalism and, you know, climate change and everything, and then you've had these two now not royals catching private planes?
Well, they once tried to argue that actually it was different because when Elton John took them in his, they said, oh, we paid for offsetting, so we paid to plant a bunch of trees, which is, again, another form of extraordinary classism.
I don't know if it's tit for tat.
But it's crazy. They're setting up essentially a kind of two-tier system where the really rich people who can afford to pay for the requisite number of trees to offset their private jets are allowed to do that. And the rest of us plebs who probably couldn't afford those tariffs we have to stay grounded, basically.
Rest of the plebs.
Yeah.
And it threads all these things together, right? Whether it's Trump and why anybody would ever want to vote for Trump, whether it's why these truckers wanted to not lose their entire livelihoods, whether it's being told you have to like this film, not because it's good, but because it's politically correct, or whether it's Harry and Meghan getting to do this, where, as Maddie says, the rest of us plebs stay on the ground and eat grubs, right? And the kind of all that sort of nonsense. The Economist wants you to eat bugs to sort of help the environment and all these things. While this lot get to swan around on private jets. See why people are angry with them.
Now, this is particularly puzzling as normal members of the public only have a couple of weeks until release. In fact, here are the showings on release day in Montecito. There are 24 of them across 6 cinemas. What do we think about this guy? They could have gone to any of these showings, but they hopped on the plane and they went to the premiere in Jamaica.
It would be like that bit in South Park when they wander around, Harry and Meghan, with their little placards saying we want privacy. They'd sit there in the front row and they'd get in the way of everybody else watching it.
Yeah, well, maybe James is right. I think the point about LA being crime-ridden, I think it was pure the safety of his family was at stake.
I don't even know if Archie and Lily were there.
I
doubt it. Left them at home. Oh, God. Well, I mean, this is just such a funny topic because they have travelled so far to get to... And to get to a premiere, I think it has to be noted that a premiere it's a red carpet event. It's a big thing. It's not like you're hidden away. They're getting dolled up to go and show them, hey, guys, we're still here, by the way.
Yeah.
I just think they could have just stayed here with all the palaces and had the public love them. But instead, they thought they were smarter than all the whole, thousands of years of monarchy that we've had and all the rest of it. And now what are they doing? Shoving around for a movie that's probably not going to be that great to try and get some scintilla of attention. Almost feel sorry for them. Almost.
You know what? I think, apart from a very hardcore rump of pro-Meghan and Harry fans, often people that really didn't like the monarchy long before this ever happened, most people in Britain, I think, have lost much sympathy for them. And I'm quite frankly a bit bored of hearing about them. This kind of, even though this is intensely hypocritical, obviously, as everything they do is, it hasn't made the kind of headlines that it might have made a few years ago. I think people are just a bit fatigued by Meghan and Harry.
They're sick of it.
Yeah.
And so are we.